Here's why: nothing's wrong, but you still feel empty because there's a specific kind of frustration that doesn't get talked about enough. It's not the chaos, it's not the crisis, it's not the depression, the rock bottom moments. It's that quiet, dull, irritating sense that something's just off. Even though on paper, your life looks fine because you're working, you're functioning, you're not falling apart. And that's exactly the problem, because nothing is wrong enough to actually force you to make a change, but nothing's actually right enough for you to feel excited and alive. That middle ground is where men quietly rot, not dramatically, not publicly, just slowly. And if you're listening to this and thinking, yeah, that's me, this isn't a motivation video. This is an explanation, real lived experience, blood, sweat and tears. Because most men assume that emptiness comes from failure, but it doesn't. It comes from under-demanding yourself and from yourself, from living beneath your own standards for so long that your nervous system just accepts it as normal. You don't feel empty because you're doing badly. You feel empty because you're capable of so much more and you know it. That knowledge never switches off. You can distract it, you can numb it, you can out-busy it, but it always, always, always comes back. Usually late at night, usually when things are quiet, usually when nobody's watching. I know this relates. That's why the algorithm's blessed you with this video today. That's when that thought hits in your head that this can't be it. My life's meant for more than this. And instead of answering that thought honestly, you do one of two things. You either panic or you avoid it. Panic looks like big overhauls, full resets, and avoidance looks like comfort, scrolling, drink, drugs, distractions. Both lead to the same place. Nothing changes, and if nothing changes, nothing changes. So here's the uncomfortable truth. You don't feel empty because you lack purpose. You feel empty because you keep betraying yourself in all these small ways. Not huge failures, not dramatic collapses, small quiet betrayals. Saying you'll train, then skipping. Saying you'll make some sales calls and then not doing it. Saying tomorrow and then never doing it. Each one feels harmless, but together they erode something and break something more important down, which is your self-trust. And without that, nothing feels solid. Because you can make money, you can look successful, you can even be admired by your social circles and by your followers online. But internally, you feel hollow because you know the truth. You're not living at the level that you respect. You know you could do more, be more, have more. And this is where you keep on getting it wrong. You think you need more inspiration. You think you need more motivation. You think you need more clarity, but you don't. You need alignment. Alignment between who you say you are and how you actually live on an ordinary day. Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, quiet mornings, boring afternoons, the moments with no audience. That's where identity is either built bit by bit or destroyed bit by bit. And I had to learn this the hard way. So many fuck ups, because there were so many long stretches of my life where things actually looked decent from the outside. I wasn't failing, I wasn't collapsing, I wasn't in a crisis. Sometimes I was, but I was drifting, doing just enough to function and get by, just enough to stay busy, just enough to avoid confronting myself. And do you want to know what the worst part is? It wasn't even the lack of progress. It was the constant low-level irritation with myself. And that voice never shut up. It was always in my head saying, you know you can do more. You're wasting time. Years are going by. People are doing better than you. This isn't who you are. So I tried drowning it out with drugs, alcohol, distraction, women, short-term relief, which worked for a little bit. And then it didn't, because that voice doesn't go away. It comes back louder. So here's the reframe that changed absolutely everything for me. Emptiness isn't a lack of meaning. It's a lack of earned self-respect. And self-respect isn't built by thinking, it's built by follow through. Doing what you said you would do, especially when it's boring, especially when nobody's watching. Because momentum doesn't just arrive dramatically, it arrives quietly through kept promises, through standards enforced, through consistency that doesn't feel impressive yet. That's why most men never find it. They're waiting for a feeling that only action can create, and that action makes you feel fucking alive. It makes you feel charged up. This is also why resets don't work. New weeks, new plans, new phases, they feel exciting and they feel hopeful, but they avoid and don't address the real issue. You don't need another fresh start. You need to fucking stop negotiating with yourself. The moment that you stop renegotiating, things change for the better and fast. Not because life gets easier, but because your inner dialogue starts to get quieter. You stop arguing with yourself all day. You stop feeling pulled in 10 directions. You stop feeling empty because you're finally moving in the right direction. So let me say this clearly and cleanly. If nothing feels wrong, but nothing feels quite right, you're not broken. You're just undercommitted to the standards that you know you should and could be living by. And that tension you feel in your chest, in your head, that's information. It's not asking for comfort, it's asking for honesty. And honesty leads to one simple question. What standard have I been avoiding enforcing? Not 5, not 10, 1. And that's where momentum can truly start and truly get going. And this is the work I do with the men that come to work with me, because they look successful. They are successful by a lot of people's judgments and measures. But they've been taken over by self-sabotage. They've killed off the momentum. So we start to rebuild their self-trust by using daily systems, and they're getting the momentum going again. That's how they become truly unfuckwithable. Not louder, not busier, not more impressive, more aligned. So if this video is landing uncomfortably accurately, which I know it is because you've got this far into the video, click the link in the description and get your free copy of the Become Unfuckwithable Blueprint, or comment the word blueprint on this video. And I'll say this once more. That empty feeling isn't going anywhere until you stop ignoring it. The question is how much longer you're willing to live just below your own standards. I'll see you in the next video, but don't bother clicking on the next video if you're not going to click the links in the description and get the resources that are proven to get the momentum going, get you excited about your life again. Let's fucking have it.